Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we see some warmer weather than usual with winter temperatures here in our region. And a local fire department gives some tips to avoid getting sick when you need to warm up your home.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 5:31 on Monday, December 27th. I don't know why I'm so confused about that, Brandon. But let's go back over and see what's happening in the Weather Center. I just can't get my days straight.
You couldn't see me, but I was nodding like, yep, it's the 27th. It's one day past the worst day of the year, which is the day after Christmas.
Yes.
But we're moving forward.
But we've decided we're not taking our decorations down yet.
That's exactly right.
We're not getting rid of the...
I had to fight with my wife yesterday. I'm like, no, I'm not taking these down yet.
Me either.
That's right. They're staying up for now. All right, let's take a look, see what's going on weather-wise this morning. Tracking a few showers, but the biggest story is the temperature this morning. Up to 60 already. Irvin, 62 Monticello. Now, earlier, these places were all in the 30s and 40s, so we're moving up pretty quickly there. Jones was up to 45 from 43, Ashland to 46. Those are two of our coolest spots in the region. So some places 17, 13, and 10 degrees warmer out from Monticello through Somerset and London, and then several degrees warmer in most locations except for Morehead and Ashland, where they're 2 and 4 degrees colder this morning than it was 24 hours ago. Breakfast forecast. Temperatures will continue to climb this morning as we see those go past the 50-degree mark there and into maybe the 60-degree mark, close to it anyway, by 9 o'clock this morning. And then you'll see those temperatures will be climbing quickly. 67 the forecast high today. Sunrise 7:47, sunset 5:22, but chances for scattered showers off and on in between both of those. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. Christmas marked 1 year since a vehicle packed with explosives detonated in downtown Nashville. In the minutes before the bomb detonated, Nashville police officers went door to door evacuating buildings. The explosive-laden RV was parked on a city's historic 2nd Avenue, and a loudspeaker was counting down to the blast. Betsy Williams' home was destroyed in the explosion.
We're reflecting on the kindness, the generosity, the beautiful spirit of so many people who have come forward in this year, for the bravery of the fire and police departments.
Williams, like many others, is still waiting for a settlement from her insurance company to fully recover from the explosion. The suspect, 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner, was the only fatality. Investigators said he was driven by paranoia. The blast tore through about 60 downtown buildings. More than 1,000 people lost jobs and hundreds of people lost homes. Windy conditions caused some issues on Christmas Eve. That includes spreading a forest fire near the Perry-Leslie County line. It even had part of the Hal Rogers Parkway shut down for a time while crews battled the flames. Traffic was backed up for several miles at one point. Former WYMT Chief Meteorologist Shane Smith was traveling through the area and sent us this picture when the road was closed. Ironically, part of the Hal Rogers Parkway had to be closed on Christmas Eve last year due to snow and ice. This winter has been unusually warm for the region, and it's surprising both forecasters and those who watch weather as a hobby. Along with much higher than average temperatures, there has been no measurable snowfall yet. And if we do not see snow before January 4th, we will tie the record for the longest time without measurable snowfall. This warm air was one ingredient that caused the deadly tornado outbreak earlier in the month.
But we've been tracking severe weather, which is the kind of severe weather that we've been tracking is just unbelievable for this time of year. I've never seen anything like it. So it's unusual what it's making storm chasers and meteorologists and everybody that works in this field, what it's making us go through.
If you like colder and snowy weather, forecasters say there is still plenty of time for that to happen before winter is over. During this time of year, people tend to crank up the heat or add more heating sources to their homes, which can increase any risk of carbon monoxide leaks or poisoning. Because carbon monoxide is colorless and odorless, it can be difficult to know when you're experiencing a leak. Hazard Fire Department Captain Jason Combs says it is important to invest in a carbon monoxide detector to keep you and your family safe from CO leaks. He adds there are several symptoms to look out for when it comes to CO exposure.
mild headaches, dizziness, the skin will turn flush, reddish color. Long periods of time can issue severe breathing difficulty and sometimes even death.
Captain Combs adds that you can pick up a CO detector from places like Lowe's or Walmart, or you can contact your local fire department to see if they have any detectors they can give to you. Now that Christmas is past and New Year's is on its way, healthcare professionals are weighing in on what you can do to keep you and your family healthy moving into 2022. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to healthcare professionals on how we can navigate the new year in a safe and healthy way.
Cars are lining up at the primary care centers of Eastern Kentucky testing sites following Christmas Day.
Usually once the holidays passed, anybody who has any symptoms or is worried about exposure is coming in for testing. I would tell you that this morning, our first hour we were open, we had 79 patients check in.
Because more people are gathering with their families this year than they were last year, healthcare professionals are expecting to see a surge in COVID-19 cases in the upcoming weeks.
You know, we still have people who are hospitalized from Thanksgiving. And so they were still hospitalized from Thanksgiving until Christmas from COVID. So I think we'll see, you know, some of that again for after Christmas, that we'll have people that are hospitalized for a month or more out.
Moving into the new year, healthcare professionals say any health-related resolutions you may have, like losing weight, could benefit you even more than it could have in the past.
The number one high-risk factor that anyone has is age. There's nothing we can do about that. But the things that we can modify are obesity, which I would tell you is the number 2 risk factor for your risk of death or severe illness with COVID-19. So those New Year's resolutions for weight loss and diet are great.
Healthcare professionals urge everyone to follow COVID-19 precautions like masking, frequent hand washing, and to adopt healthier habits this upcoming year.
The best gift you can give to yourself and your family is to be healthy, make some wiser choices so we can be around to celebrate many Christmases to come.
Helping to impact the health and well-being of you and your loved ones moving into the new year. Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Dr. John Jones from Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky and Scott Lockhart from the Kentucky River District Health Department both emphasized that getting vaccinated is one of the best ways to protect you and your loved ones. One restaurant here in Perry County kept its doors open on Christmas Day. With new business hours, Circle T Restaurant operated until 8 p.m. Saturday. The establishment has made a reputation for itself being one of the few businesses that still operate on Christmas Day.
In the morning, people were opening their presents and stuff like that, but later in the day, I think a lot of people will be hungry. There's nowhere else to eat but here, so they're going to come down here and get them something to eat.
Noble says she enjoys the work and was happy to serve those needing a meal during the holidays. Francis's Diner was another Hazard restaurant that was also open on Christmas. With the holidays coming to an end, one department store in Eastern Kentucky fared better this shopping season compared to last year. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins has more.
JCPenney seeing an increase in sales compared to the 2020 season.
I think that has to do a lot with just us getting back to normal. You know, it's slowly starting to go back, and I think we're starting to see that here in our store as we seem to see more customers coming in.
Still not quite reaching the same numbers before the COVID-19 pandemic.
Compared to years before, it's still a little less. Like I said, I think that has to do with COVID still being around and still being a factor. I think we'll see that number continue to go up in the future years.
And with Christmas ending, that means many holiday returns.
I don't think we're going to see any today, maybe a few, but I think some people are still celebrating. So I think this week and next week are really going to be our hard-hitting weeks for returns.
Especially with online shopping as a factor.
Still seems to be really popular and really common. So I think we'll definitely have just as many returns as we have in the past, mainly due to that.
While unsure on what the future holds, store leaders are confident.
I know we still see today, you know, there's more variants and things coming out, but if it does get back to normal, I think we'll be doing just what we was doing before COVID and hopefully better.
Grateful and satisfied with this year's season and looking forward to next year. In Pikeville, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Sloan says before the holiday shopping season began, the store had fully stocked shelves. Now many of them are picked clean. Well, yesterday marked the first day of the week-long celebration of Kwanzaa. The holiday became popular in the 1980s in tandem with the Black Power movement. Following Christmas, the non-religious observation of African Americans' ancestral roots celebrates 7 core principles. In a way similar to the menorah, in Hanukkah, a candle is lit each night on a 7-branch candelabra called the Kinara. The first candle lit on Sunday is for the principle of unity in the family, community, nation, and race. The celebration of Kwanzaa ends on the first day of the new year, 2022. Just ahead this morning, a member of a famous South Korean boy band is now in quarantine after testing positive for COVID-19.
We could see some soggy weather in the next few days. I'll tell you how much rain we could see in about 3 minutes.